North Africa, a region now dominated by the vast expanse of the Sahara Desert, was once a fertile savanna, teeming with scrub forests and open pasture lands. Early humans thrived here, and at sites like Nabda Playa, they achieved remarkable milestones, such as the domestication of cattle. But around the 6th millennium BCE, a dramatic shift occurred. A global warming event transformed the lush landscape into the arid desert we know today. This environmental upheaval drove populations to migrate. Some journeyed westward to Morocco, Spain, and beyond, while others sought refuge along the fertile banks of the Nile River. The Nile's population density was unparalleled for its time, yet it didn't destabilize society. This was largely due to the swift establishment of a unique social order, elites who proclaimed themselves divine. This move solidified their power and shaped Egyptian religion. Unlike the earthbound mother goddess cults of other regions, Egypt's religious practices were exclusive to the elite. Here, myths celebrated the heroic deeds of kings and their divine successors, rather than communal tales of shared destiny. This exclusivity facilitated the rapid development of a complex pantheon, from the nurturing bovine Hathor to the abstract and transcendent Ptah and Amun. Only centuries later, during the New Kingdom, would these beliefs begin to resonate more broadly across Egyptian society. Thus began a legacy that intertwined nature, power, and divinity, shaping one of the most remarkable civilizations in human history. The Nile's seasonal rhythm was a cornerstone of Egypt's stability. Flooding after the October harvest brought life to the fields, ensuring abundant food production and sustaining the growing population. Yet, alongside this celebration of water and life was the ever-present specter of death, entwined with the fearsome, entombing power of the earth. In early Egyptian mythology, life, death, the river, and the surrounding desert sands were inseparable. This belief was reflected in the tombs of the First Dynasty of Egypt between 3100 to 2890 BCE, found at Abydos, a significant city located 100 kilometers downstream from Thebes. The tombs are outside of town, under the face of an imposing cliff. A gorge opens out dramatically through the cliff at that spot, and, according to some scholars, this opening was regarded as the entrance to the netherworld. The site was accessed by a processional route from a valley temple. The oldest tombs of Narmer and Aha are rather simple brick-lined rooms placed in the ground and covered with a wooden roof at ground level. Aha's tomb consisted of 3 chambers, stockpiled with provisions for a lavish life in eternity. There were most likely large cuts of ox meat, as well as freshly killed water birds, loaves of bread, dried figs, and jars of beer or wine, each bearing Aha's official seal. Beside his tomb, more than 30 ancillary graves for servants and animals were laid out in 3 neat rows. The tomb of Queen Mernith is, like its predecessors, largely sunken underground, except that now the storage rooms are part of the main structure in the form of long, thin room. The ancillary tombs are also integrated into the design as a type of frame set at a respectful distance from the tomb chambers. This framing is open on its southwestern side, presumably so that the spirit of the dead can exit through the gap toward the gorge. The tomb of the next ruler, Den, is closely connected to the cliff, making its design unique. While the main entrance is on the eastern side, there is a special hidden room inside the tomb. This room has its own staircase that goes up to the surface, leading westward, away from the main path. It seems like this was done on purpose, giving the tomb a secret link to the cliff and the land beyond. The tombs of Egypt's First Dynasty heralded the evolution of monumental burial architecture. Their designs foreshadowed the mastaba, a structure named after the Arabic word for bank, which became a hallmark of early Egyptian tombs. Among the grandest of these early examples was the tomb of King Djed at Saqqâra, near Memphis, dating back to around 3100 BCE. This tomb showcased remarkable craftsmanship and innovation. Its walls featured intricate niche patterns, which some scholars believed it has mimicked the appearance of wooden or reed construction, while others suggest an influence from Mesopotamian or Near Eastern designs. The tomb's core comprised 5 central chambers, dug deep into the earth, forming the heart of the burial complex. Above ground, the structure was roofed, plastered, and transformed into a strikingly colorful plateau that stood in stark contrast to the surrounding desert sand. A unique feature of King Djed's tomb was the low bench that encircled the base of the superstructure. This platform held about 300 clay-modeled bulls' heads, each adorned with real horns, a vivid and symbolic display of power and reverence. The facade's bold design further amplified its impact. Painted white, with the innermost panels of the niches radiating a deep red. This fusion of art, symbolism, and engineering marked a significant step in the transformation of Egyptian tombs, bridging the spiritual and architectural realms in ways that would define the ages to come. In the early stages of Egyptian culture, religious architecture differed starkly from the towering ziggurats of Mesopotamia, where temples unified large communities in shared rituals. In Egypt, architecture was reserved for a more exclusive purpose: to define the boundary between life and death, and it was the elite alone, especially the rulers, who commanded such monumental expressions. While cultures like ancient China articulated death through family shrines and earthen mounds, the Egyptians envisioned the afterlife as a ruler's journey beyond the mortal realm. Their tombs were constructed as elaborate houses, filled with all the comforts required for eternity. Spaces where spirits could live, eat, and move, their existence believed to shape the course of history itself. This duality of death, its inside as a dwelling and its outside as a monumental form, was central to Egyptian tomb design. In King Djed's mastaba, 80% of the structure consisted of walls and spaces designed to merge the symbolic house of the ruler with the surrounding landscape. The architect's task was profound: to unify the ruler's spiritual journey with the physical world, creating a lasting testament to their power and divine connection. This philosophy, embedded in Egyptian funerary practices, set the stage for the grandeur of tombs and monuments that would define one of history's greatest civilizations.